Hello everyone, welcome to another series of today's GK. Let's begin with previous day's practice question. Question was, forests are included in which of the following list of the Constitution of India? Union list, state list, concurrent list, or none of the above? The correct answer is option C, concurrent list. International Day of Forest is observed every year on 21 March. The day is recognized to create global awareness among people about the importance of forest for the survival of living beings. At present in India, there is no clear nationally accepted definition of forest. States are responsible for determining their definition of forest. Forests are included in the concurrent list in the 7th schedule of the Constitution of India. Through the 42nd Amendment Act 1976, forest and protection of wild animals and birds were transferred from state to concurrent list. Therefore, option C is correct. Article 51(a)(g) of the Constitution states that it shall be the fundamental duty of every citizen to protect and improve the natural environment, including forest and wildlife. Article 48(a) in the Directive Principles of State Policy mandates that the state shall endeavour to protect and improve the environment and to safeguard the forest and wildlife of the country. Now let's begin today's session. First question is, the term Exostoma dhritiae was recently seen in the news. It is related to lion-tailed macaque, golden langur, catfish species, or Hulock gibbon. The correct answer is option C, catfish species. Recently, scientists of the Zoological Survey of India in Arunachal Pradesh have discovered a new catfish species. It was found in Saiking stream, a tributary of Siang River in Upper Siang district of Arunachal Pradesh. It is a small fish found in streams in these hills and locally called Nagorang by local tribals. The new species has been named Exostoma dhritiae after Dhriti Banerjee as a mark of honor for her contributions to research on the fauna of the country. Therefore, option C is correct. ZSI was established on 1st July 1916. The objectives of ZSI are classified as follows: exploration, survey, inventorying and monitoring of faunal diversity in various states, ecosystems and protected areas of India, taxonomic studies of all faunal components collected, etc. Next question is, consider the following statements regarding the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. 1. The President of India is the ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha. 2. The chairman of the Rajya Sabha presides over a joint sitting of two houses of parliament. Which of the statement or statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2? The correct answer is option D, neither 1 nor 2. Recently, the Rajya Sabha chairman has called a meeting of the floor leaders of different political parties to deliberate on securing the orderly functioning of the house. The presiding officer of the Rajya Sabha is known as the chairman. The Vice President of India is the ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. During any period when the Vice President acts as President or discharges the functions of the President, he does not perform the duties of the office of the Chairman of Rajya Sabha. The Speaker of the Lok Sabha has two special powers which are not enjoyed by the Chairman of the Rajya Sabha. The Speaker decides whether a bill is a money bill or not, and his decision on this question is final. The Speaker presides over a joint sitting of two houses of parliament. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Therefore, option D is correct. Next question is, Solomon Islands is associated with which of the following oceans? Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Arctic Ocean, or Pacific Ocean? The correct answer is option D, Pacific Ocean. Recently, a state-backed Chinese company has won a contract to develop a key port in the Solomon Islands. It is seen as a major victory in Beijing's quest to gain a strategic hold in the South Pacific. The Solomons have become the unlikely epicenter of a diplomatic tussle between China and the US after it signed a secret security pact with Beijing in 2022. The Solomon Islands is an island country located in the southwestern Pacific Ocean. Therefore, option D is correct. It achieved independence as a republic in 1978. Honiara on the north coast of Guadalcanal Island is the Solomon Islands capital and largest city. Next question is, Vedic Heritage Portal is associated with which of the following ministries? Ministry of Culture, Tourism, Women and Child Development, or Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports? The correct answer is option A, Ministry of Culture. Recently, the Union Home Minister has inaugurated the Vedic Heritage Portal in New Delhi. The portal aims to communicate messages enshrined in the Vedas. It will help common people to have a general understanding about the Vedas. The portal will be a one-stop solution for the user who would like to search for any information regarding the Vedic heritage. It is under the Ministry of Culture, Government of India. Therefore, option A is correct. The Vedas are a collection of teachings, hymns, rituals and poems. There are 4 Vedas in total, the oldest of which is the Rig Veda that dates back to approximately 1500 BCE. The 4 Vedas are the Rig Veda, the Yajur Veda, the Sam Veda and the Atharva Veda. Next question is AIS for taxpayer was recently in the news. It was launched by which of the following? Niti Aayog, Department of Economic Affairs, the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence or the Income Tax Department. The correct answer is option D, the Income Tax Department. Recently, the Income Tax Department has launched a mobile app, namely AIS for Taxpayer. It aims to facilitate taxpayers to view their information as available in the Annual Information Statement, Taxpayer Information Summary or TIS. AIS for Taxpayer is a mobile application provided free of cost by the Income Tax Department and is available on Google Play and App Store. The app is aimed to provide a comprehensive view of the AIS TIS to the taxpayer, which displays the information collected from various sources pertaining to the taxpayer. Taxpayers can use the mobile app to view their information related to interest, dividends, share transactions, tax payments, income tax refunds, etc. Therefore, option D is correct. Next question is with reference to the India State of Forest report, consider the following statements. 1. It is prepared by the Forest Survey of India. 2. It is published annually. Which of the statement or statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2 or neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option A, 1 only. Recently, the Minister of State for Environment, Forest and Climate Change has given information regarding the India State of Forest report. ISFR is a biennial publication of the Forest Survey of India. Hence, statement 1 is correct while statement 2 is not correct. Therefore, option A is correct. FSI is an organization under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India. ISFR 2021 was the 17th biennial assessment of India's forest. It is an assessment of India's forest and tree cover. It is used in the planning and formulation of policies in forest management as well as forestry and agroforestry sectors. The first survey was published in 1987. Next question is Mahim Fort was recently in the news. It is located in which of the following states of India? Gujarat, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu or Kerala? The correct answer is option B, Maharashtra. Recently, the Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation has demolished more than 250 slums that had encroached inside the centuries-old Mahim Fort. The fort is located in Maharashtra, therefore option B is correct. It was constructed by the descendants of King Bhim Dev, who established his capital at Mahikawati during the 13th century. The origin of this fort dates back between 1140 and 1241 and is nearly 800 years old today. This fort is currently enlisted as a heritage structure by the state government. Next question is Shaheed Divas is associated with which of the following group of freedom fighters of India? Ram Prasad Bismil, Roshan Singh and Jogesh Chandra Chatterjee, Bhagat Singh, Rajguru and Sukhdev, Chandrasekhar Azad, Chittaranjan Das and Mangal Pandey, or Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Mahatma Gandhi and Bal Gangadhar Tilak. The correct answer is option B, Bhagat Singh, Rajguru and Sukhdev. Recently, the Vice President of India paid tribute to Sardar Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev and Rajguru on the occasion of Shaheed Divas. Shaheed Divas is observed across India on March 23 to remember the sacrifices made by the three freedom fighters Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev Thapar and Shivram Rajguru. The three freedom fighters were hanged by the British government in 1931. The trio was found guilty of the murder of Deputy Police Superintendent J.P. Saunders in 1928 to avenge the death of Lala Lajpat Rai. Therefore, option B is correct. Next question is with reference to National Board for Wildlife, consider the following statements. 1. It is a statutory board constituted under the Wildlife Protection Act. 2. It is headed by the Prime Minister of India. Which of the statement or statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2 or neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option C, both 1 and 2. The Ministry of Road Transport and Highways is taking all steps necessary for wildlife protection as prescribed by the National Board for Wildlife. This information was given by the Union Minister of Road Transport and Highways in a written reply to the Lok Sabha recently. The National Board for Wildlife is a statutory board constituted under the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. However, it is important to point out that the Wildlife Act was originally enacted in 1972 did not provide for the NBWL. It was only through an amendment of the Wildlife Act in 2002 that the NBWL was constituted. Hence, statement 1 is correct. It is headed by the Prime Minister of India and the Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change as Vice Chairperson. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Therefore, option C is correct. It is responsible for the promotion of conservation and development of wildlife and forest. Last question is, in the context of government schemes and policies, Nai Udan scheme and Nai Roshni scheme is related to which of the following ministries? Ministry of Women and Child Development, Minority Affairs, Education, or Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment? The correct answer is option B, Ministry of Minority Affairs. Recently, the Union Minister of Minority Affairs has given information regarding the Nai Udan scheme and Nai Roshni scheme in the Rajya Sabha. Nai Roshni, a leadership development program for minority women, is a central sector scheme for women belonging to minority communities in the age group of 18 to 65 years. It was started in 2012-13. The main objective of the scheme is to empower and instill confidence among minority women by providing knowledge, tools and techniques for interacting with government systems, banks and other institutions at all levels. Nai Udan scheme aims to provide financial support to minority candidates clearing prelims conducted by UPSC, SSC and state public service commissions, etc. Therefore, option B is correct. Now it's time for the practice question. Learning Science via Standards initiative is related to which of the following? The Bureau of Indian Standards, Indian Space Research Organization, Defense Research and Development Organization, or Niti Aayog? Send the answer of this question in the comment section. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for watching.